Hey everyone, welcome to Two Car Pros. My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to replace the brake light slash tail light on a 2014 Toyota Tacoma. So this is a dual filament bulb, and basically that means there's two filaments inside of it. So when you hit the brakes, both filaments light up, but when you just have your headlights on, the tail lights come on, so only one of those two filaments comes on, and then you push the brake and both come on, so the other one comes online as well. So that's how a two-stage bulb works in this particular vehicle. It's fairly common, it's really straightforward, really easy, and you only need one tool to do this job. So let's get started. All right, to gain access to either one of our rear taillights here, we just gotta open up the tailgate. There we go. And because our driver's side taillight is out, we're gonna be working here. The process is exactly the same for the passenger side, it's just on the other side of the vehicle, but everything's identical. So what we're gonna do is remove these three 10mm bolts using a wrench or a ratchet. So when you remove the last bolt, make sure you keep a hand on the lens so it doesn't just fall out and cause damage. So now we can remove the lens, pulling it straight backward like that. There we go. So the reason you pull it straight backwards is it has these little, they kind of look like little plungers, and they go into these plastic holes here. And it's a way to keep it so your tail light fixture doesn't just fall off once you pull those bolts off, but you can't always rely on those. That's why I said keep your hand on them earlier. And then we have access to the back of our lens here. So at this point you could remove the socket here and replace your light bulb that way, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the lens entirely so it's a little bit easier to work on. And the way you can do that is just remove this wiring harness plug and just push down on the safety. There we go, and now I can take it over to the workbench. So actually I just noticed on the lens here you only need to remove those two bolts. That third one helps the plastic bed liner stay in its home, so technically you only need to remove those two, but I removed all three because I thought that you needed to. But anyway, so basically what you need to do is identify which bulb is which. This is your blinker, this is your brake light, this is your reversing lights. So what you can do is just rotate this housing like this to the left and lift her up like that, and I'm actually going to remove the blinker one as well to get a little bit more slack out of the harness here. We can go ahead and remove that. And then as far as the bulb goes, you can just pull it straight out, and then you can give it a good looking at and see if any of the filaments are busted. So these are replacement bulbs here made by Sylvania 3157, link down below in the description. Now the only thing I have to say is that it's a good idea to wear a pair of gloves, or maybe use a paper towel or something when you're handling a light bulb, because these bulbs get very, very hot, and if any of your human greases get on there, they can cause a hot spot and prematurely wear the bulb out, and that's not good. And then as far as inserting the bulb, it doesn't matter which way. You just insert it just like that, so you hear a nice click, put it back in the housing. This one back in the housing. Make sure that if the O-ring gets displaced, you put it back in. There we go. And now it's ready to go back into the truck. So now we can plug our lens back in, and this part's really easy. You just push it on until you hear that click. Now before we bolt her back in, I'm going to go ahead and test it, make sure the brake light works. There we go, brake light's working perfectly. Now we can bolt her back in. So like I said earlier about those metal plungers, this piece right here has to go into this hole, and there's one down here at the bottom of your screen as well, and those just go right into their little plastic homes there, and then you just force it straight backward, or frontward to the vehicle, but backward if you're standing on the left side of it. And now we can replace the bolts. So now we can replace our bolts where we found them earlier. It's 10mm. So the only two you really need to remove is these two. You can actually leave this one here if you want to. So we lost some washers. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be washers on these bolts here, so I just have some washers laying around the shop I'm going to use. It's always nice to
wash or something like this, especially when it's holding plastic to metal, you want to make sure that you're giving plenty of footprint there to give the plastic the best shot of being tightened to metal. When you're tightening these, you want to do a little bit at a time so you can tighten them as evenly as possible. You don't want to just tighten one of them super tight and then go on to the other one. So we're just going to tighten them as evenly as we can. And again, this middle one really doesn't matter. This is just holding the plastic bed liner to the truck. It's not actually holding the lens on. There we go. And these are just 10mm bolts, and they're just holding a lens on, so not super tight. Don't really need a torque spec, but if I find one, it'll be on screen.
You got that torque spec, bro?
Just snug is good. Just snug, just like that, and you just replaced your brake light, tail light.
So that's how I replaced your brake light, tail light in that generation of Tacoma. It is ridiculously easy, ridiculously straightforward. Please try to attempt this yourself. Anybody could do this in any situation. You don't even need a jack, you don't need anything special, you just need that one tool and a little bit of your time. If you were to take this job to a shop, they might charge you upwards of $60 to put in that tail light. And was that $60 worth of work? No, it wasn't. It was maybe 10 minutes of my time. Honestly, it was very, very easy, very, very approachable, and a great way to get started working on your own vehicle and save you tons of money, not to mention, you know, the job's done correctly. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I've earned your subscription here today down below, and I'll catch you next time.